These are the top 10 Planeswalkers in the history of Magic the Gathering. Normally, we do top 5s, but there are so many good Planeswalkers, we're going to make this one a two-parter. Let's get into the honorable mentions. Coming in with the first honorable mention, we have maybe the most raw power Planeswalker ever. 8 mana for an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, 7 loyalty, +2 to Lightning Bolt to any target, -, to exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less, and you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanents from your hand on the battlefield for a -10. Ugin's amazing, it could be top 10, it just doesn't have quite as much historical significance as some of the other stuff on this list. Honorable mention number 2, we have Jessica Thrice Reborn. The reason being, of course, this is really just a commander card, but it's an insanely good commander card. Red 2 for a Planeswalker Jessica with 0 loyalty. Enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it for each time you cast it from the command zone, and choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, deals triple that damage to that player instead. That's a 0 activation, -X to X damage to each of up to 3 targets. It can be your commander, and it has partner. Oh my god. If you've played Jessica or played against Jessica, you know this card is insane. It's just very, very limited to one format, which is why it doesn't quite make the top 10. And finally, the third honorable mention is going to be Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, 5 fairy, as it were. Blue, white, 3 for a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. Draw a card, beginning the next end step up and top up 2 lands. Kind of makes this card actually a 3-drop. -3 to put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, third from the top, the Teferi Tuck. And it has a, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls for -8. A very powerful card, just wait till you see the top 10. Here we go, getting in to number 10. I'll be posting the top 5 a little later today, so make sure to hit that follow if you want to see the rest of the list. Number 10, we've got Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Red 2 for a Chandra Planeswalker with 4 loyalty. Exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's a +1. +1 to add red to your mana pool. It ramps. -3 to deal 4 damage to target creature. And -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell. This emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. People often get mixed up as far as like which 4 mana Chandra is the good one. This is definitely the good one. This card is busted. Number 9, I'm going Narset, Parter of Veils. This is one of them static Planeswalkers from War of the Spark. Blue 1. It's a legendary Planeswalker Narset for 5 loyalty. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. That's the only static ability. Has -2 to look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom in random order. Look, this card is simple, but ridiculously powerful. It's good in so many formats. It's insane in Commander. It's insane in CDH. It's just a uniquely powerful effect. It turns out drawing cards in Magic is good, and Narset turns that off. If you've ever played this with like a Wheel of Fortune or a Time Twister, you know how unfair this card is. Number 9. Number 8, we're going Karn Liberated. Ugin didn't make the list because this was the finisher, the big drop in Tron decks for years. Obviously, Ugin is a more powerful card, but 3 Urza lands on turn 3 can cast a Karn Liberated. This card has been good forever. It's 7 colorless for a Karn Planeswalker, 6 loyalty, +4 target player exiles a card from their hand, -3 exile target permanent, and -14 you get to restart the game with all the cards that Karn took from them. Karn's very good. It's not really good in the way that it used to be good, right? Like, it definitely has been a little outclassed by just like modern Magic, but you can't argue with the fact that, again, 3 Urza lands on turn 3 cast a Karn Liberated. The card is historically incredibly good, so this is my number 8. Number 7, we have this modern all-star. At one time was the best Planeswalker of all time, in the top 2 forever and ever. Just isn't anymore. Black 1 for Liliana of the Veil. This card was in Standard just like last year. 3 loyalty, +1, each player discards a card, -2, target player sacrifices a creature, -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of his or her or their choice. Look, Liliana of the Veil, this card was a Jund All-Star forever and ever. I love this card. It's crazy to me that this is only number 7. Number 6 is going to blow your mind, but that's the reality. Them's the breaks. That's the world we live in. And finally, outside of the top 5, I know, we talk about historical significance, different formats, raw power. In some ways, Jace the Mind Sculptor should be like top 2 or top 3, just because it was the dominant Planeswalker forever. It was banned for so long. But it's been so long since it came off the ban list and like modern, and just doesn't really have the impact it used to have. It's still amazingly good. There's a lot of powerful Planeswalkers. I just think Jace the Mind Sculptor isn't in the top 5 anymore. That's maybe my hot take. You guys can slap my wrist. You can tell me I'm wrong if you want. That's just what I think. So that's my top 10 through 6. We're going to get into the top 5 here in just a second. Be sure to hit that follow if you want to see part 2.